Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss, for the most part. For the links to the articles, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander. Today I am joined by Noah! KR, aka King's Refuge. Go check out, as I said, the underbar. The underbar of the description below. Link to his link tree is in the Omni Coalition link tree down in the affiliates. We also have Swan John. So, yeah. Anyway, yo. I'm sorry, KR. You saw you light up. You were gonna say something?
I was saying yo.
Yo. Anyway, today is Phrase Day, aka Friday, July 7th, 2023. Let's jump into the news, shall we? Swanson, you said you wanted to read the headlines?
Sure, why not? Okay.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. Father finds abducted son after 22 years of desperate searching. Oh, goodness.
Dude, nice. Too bad it took that long, but yeah, a Chinese man who has dedicated most of the last 22 years trying to find his abducted son finally managed to find his son in a city 560 miles or 900 kilometers away.
Father's love will never go away.
What? Say again?
That's a father's true love right there. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, that's how you know, like, I said, that's like literally like so wholesome.
The woman later told the police that they had met a suspicious man on the street who had later laid a trap for the boy and abducted him when she wasn't paying attention. Lei was devastated, but he never lost hope of one day seeing his boy again. He immediately embarked on long trips in and around Yiyang, holding pictures of his son and stopping people in traffic to ask them if they had seen him. Years passed, but Lei was persistent, and this year his resilience finally paid off. Dude, that's awesome. Like, it's as I said before, it's too bad it took so long, but like, man, as you said, Swanson, that is a father's love, parents' love, father, mother, like, whatever, like, guardian, like, people love each other, like, and this is like a prime example of, like, the lengths anybody will, can and, sometimes will take, not just, for a son or a daughter, but it's like sometimes parents, sometimes other relatives, sometimes friends, sometimes, like, random people, like, so, anyway, what else do we have here? Swanson?
Let's see. Man runs 425 miles in 4 days, sets new world record. Gosh,
Damn. Australia's Phil Gore recently set a new world record at the 2023 Dead Cow Gully Backyard Masters Ultra Marathon. What a name. By running a whopping 425 miles or 685 kilometers in 4 days. That is impressive. The Dead Cow Gully Backyard Masters is billed as a race with no finish line by its organizers, and that makes sense because the format requires runners to complete a loop of 6.7 kilometers every hour, and the race continues only until one runner remains. This year's event was held on a farm in Nanango, 112 miles northwest of Brisbane, in Australia. The endurance race began at 7 a.m. on Saturday, June 17th, and ended 4.5 days later when there was only one person still running, Australian Phil Gore. After running the 7.7 kilometer lap no less than 102 times, he was finally declared the winner. Well, that's interesting. Well, that seems like a little boring after a while, like 122 times running in the same track, like,
Right.
I'd want some diversity, but hey, still really cool. And of course, as I said, links to all these articles that we've read and we will read, they're already down in the underbar of the description. Mr. Vinny, we had another one here from Audio Central. We have quite a few articles today, actually. Vinny, you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
My bad. I was just trying to multitask. Let's see. It says 81-year-old granny arrested for ordering the killing of a police officer. That is
whoa.
wild.
A murderous grandmother, wow. An 81-year-old Russian woman with ties to the criminal underworld of Krasnodar was recently arrested for ordering the killing of a criminal investigations detective. What the hell? What am I reading? Dude, this is a story out of a James Bond movie. Lyudmila Ryabeka is not your average grandmother. Not only does the 81-year-old have a strong connection to members of Krasnodar's organized crime, but she once threatened to kill a paramedic with a sawed-off shotgun, and she recently placed a hit on a local detective that apparently rubbed her the wrong way. Wow. The peninsula was caught red-handed after ordering the killing of an officer from the Krasnodar Police Department and paying part of the reward for proof of his death. Unfortunately for her, Rebecca did not know that her criminal associates had revealed her plan to the authorities, and she now risks spending the rest of her days behind bars. Yeah, I agree. She should. Like, yikes. Dude, angry. Like, that is terrifying. This reminds me of, like, a Studio C video about grandmother who used to rob banks in her youth. But, yeah.
You know,
that's wild.
That lady like me for real.
Like, holy crap, Grandma. What else do we have?
That lady for me is me for real.
I know.
Literally.
What else do we have here, Vinny?
Yeah. Let's see. Newly discovered species of palm tree flowers and bears fruits underground. Oh, that's weird.
So new species of palm tree that flowers and bears fruit underground. So the flowers underground. So like a potato, I think. So Pinanga subterranea, a new species of palm discovered by researchers at the Royal Botanic Gardens, is one of only 2 known plants that exclusively fruit and flower underground. There are more than 2,500 species of palm known to science. Pinanga subterranea, a new species discovered on the tropical island of Borneo, is the only one that flowers and fruits only underground. The plant and its sweet fruits are well known to the island's indigenous population, but it has somehow been overlooked by scientists until now. Dr. Paul Shea, a Malaysian botanist and namesake of the palm species Pinanga chayana, was the first to spot the underground flowering palm, and in 2018, Kew scientist Benedict Kienhauser, I thought I was going to read Benedict Cumberbatch for a second there, Peter Pitot and William Baker took some samples for research purposes and discovered the plant's amazing abilities. According to key garden scientists, at first glance the species looks like a juvenile plant of other common palms in the Bohemian rainforest. However, these apparent babies are in fact fully formed adults with their reproductive parts concealed below the soil surface. The ability to flower and fruit underground, process known as geoflory and geocarpy, are rarely encountered in nature, especially both of them in the same species. The peanut, for example, flowers above ground, but its fruits then develop underground, but exclusively fruiting and flowering entirely underground is extremely rare. In fact, this has only been observed in the orchid family Rhizotathella. So, wow, this is pretty crazy. So these are fruits of that palm tree, these little red things. Well, that's pretty cool. You know, a new plant discovery, or at least not really a new discovery, but at least documented. You know, documented. Why did I say that weird?
You know what else is a fruit?
An avocado.
Berries.
Yes.
Aren't actually.
Yeah, no,
Speaking
berries.
of berries. I have a weird question. Aren't berries considered or bananas considered a berry?
Yes, because the classification of berries is to have the seed on the inside, and that makes strawberries not a berry because the seeds are on the outside. So, but peanuts are not a nut; they're a legume. So there's all sorts of weird things, like about
Wait, you
know,
said
foods.
a lagoon?
A legume. Legume or something. Legume?
Oh, lagoon.
No, not a lagoon, not a body of water, but a legume. A legume. So, people who have peanut allergies are not allergic to nuts, they're allergic to legumes or whatever. But that's pretty cool.
Ooh, good to know.
Yeah. What else do we have here? Oh, speaking of bananas, like, wow.
Man, okay, let's see. Scientists create Superbanana that could save millions of lives. That's fire.
I think the first thing that went through my mind was like a minion holding up a massive banana. Like, God, I'm such a Facebook ant.
Superbanana. It's super. I wonder what makes it so super. I want to try one.
Oh my God. An international
I've
team of
never been
scientists.
crazy.
An international team of scientists has reportedly created a genetically modified super banana that contains significantly more nutrients, especially vitamin A. Vitamin A deficiency has been plaguing poor countries in sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia for hundreds of years, inhibiting children's growth, causing blindness, and significantly weakening their resistance to deadly treatable diseases such as diarrhea and measles. Whoa. Imagine dying of pooping too hard. That sucks, though. The World Health Organization estimates that 190 million preschool-aged children worldwide are deficient in vitamin A, and that malnutrition accounts for 6% of early childhood deaths in Africa alone. Yikes. Luckily, a cheap and viable solution to malnutrition and vitamin A deficiency in particular may be available in very near future. Alright, so yeah, this isn't like gonna raise some alarm bells. Let's give the African kids bananas. That's not racist. What the hell? Oh my God. Yeah. But no, that is pretty cool. Anything genetically modified, you always have to, hold it right there. Let's take a better look at it, because... Sorry, I need some water. We're playing God, essentially, with the genomes of, stuff by crossbreeding and whatnot, and I understand that's how we all, watermelons and lemons are literally a creation of that. They're a mixture of...
Don't you love that food is modified?
What?
I said, don't we love when just food is just modified? Ain't it great?
Yeah. But, I mean, that's cool. I'd like to see more tests and, further studies on it just to make sure that there's nothing, weird in the code that gives us some kind of strange cancer or something. Because, very much like a computer program, all it takes is one misplaced decimal point, then everything starts going to hell. So, if anybody out there programs, you know what I'm talking about. Let's get on, let's move on up here. What else do we have? Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, okay, let's see. Wearable ebook reader is shaped like a pair of eyeglasses.
Cool.
This kind of reminds me of the new Apple Vision, whatever they're making.
Remember Google Glass? That fiasco?
Yeah, did that ever be a thing? Was that real?
It was real, but it didn't
I
catch
could have
on.
sworn I saw someone at the store one time and said, "Okay, Google," and had glasses on.
Yeah, no, it was a real thing. You can probably still buy them, but nobody wears them because you look
They're just out of fashion.
It's not even fashion. It's just weird. You're going around with essentially like a scouter from Dragon Ball Z, and you have a screen over your eye. It's distracting.
It looks like a regular pair of glasses.
Yeah, but you have a screen over your eye, so it's like.
Didn't they look like?
Hold on a second.
I was gonna ask. Didn't it look like regular glasses? I could have sworn,
Images.
but I could be wrong.
No, this is what they look like. It was just a headband with a little scouter thing. So it
That's sick, though. I think that's.
I am not surprised you think that's sick,
I want a scouter, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
exactly. Who wouldn't want a scouter, especially from Dragon Ball? That shit's fire.
That's not a scouter. It's weird.
Scouter. I want a Dragon Ball Z scouter.
Huh. I don't know, man.
No, the only thing that scares me is that freaking Apple Vision Pro, I think they called it. Have you ever seen that?
I think so.
It's been announced this year. It's so, in my opinion, that scared me now. Bro, what?
But it says here, the Soul ebook reader is a new and innovative ebook reader that you wear on your face, just like a pair of sunglasses. If the humble Kindle isn't just isn't good enough anymore, and you're looking for the next big thing in the ebook reader space, you may want to check out the Soul ebook reader. God, it feels like I'm reading a commercial here. An intriguing device shaped like a pair of sunglasses. Somewhat similar to a VR headset, the Soul is a much more simplistic gadget designed solely as a hands-free e-reader. Weighing only around 100 grams and shaped like a pair of black sunglasses, the Soul was created for a more comfortable reading experience, like reading a book while lying down. But before you ask, no, you will not be able to flip pages with your eyes or the power of your mind. So that's interesting. So you just put on the goggles and you have like reading things. Huh. So if you really want to just be immersed in the story, yeah. I'd back these, you know. If I was a reader, I'd read these. I should get into reading more.
Next product.
Sorry, what?
Don't ask questions, just purchase product and wait for next product.
Yes.
So basically, shut up and take my money.
Yes.
All right, what else do we have
product
here?
and next one comes out, and if it's more money, then save money. Money is scarce, and then buy a product.
Well, this one's a bit of a wild story based off of the headline here.
Lawyer maxes out credit card at shopping mall, fakes kidnapping to get out of pain. Ooh.
What? A Brazilian lawyer is currently under...
How did he not get away?
Well, obviously he didn't. So, because there's a story here. It says here a Brazilian lawyer is currently under investigation over allegedly spending 13,000 Brazilian reals, which is $2,700, at a shopping mall, and then claiming that someone had kidnapped him and used his credit card. On May 19th, Rodrigo Barcelos de Oliveira, a lawyer from Rio de Janeiro, stormed into the 16th police precinct of the Brazilian city to report a serious crime. He told officers that earlier that day he was driving down the Avenida das Americas road when he was approached by two armed men on motorcycles and forced to pull over in the parking lot of Barra Shopping Center, a mall on the west side of Rio. There, one of the men took his credit card and spent 5 hours shopping around while the other guy held him at gunpoint. He gave them the men the PIN code to the card, and they used it to the limit set by the bank. The kidnappers then left with the purchased products, his jewelry, phone, wallet, and wedding ring. In light of such serious accusations, Rio de Janeiro police immediately launched an investigation, and the first thing they did was check the CCTV footage from the mall in order to identify the man who had maxed out the lawyer's credit card. Only to their surprise, they spotted Rodrigo Barcelos de Oliveira casually walking through the shopping mall with his cell phone in hand and making purchases with his credit card at 11 different shops, including a supermarket, motorcycle accessory store, an optician, a shoe store, and a designer clothing store. Whoopsie doodle. You forgot cameras existed there, mate? Like, wow. So I don't think he's a lawyer anymore. Like, anything? Any comments, guys? Like,
honestly, it just sounds like some Sal Goodman shit.
Yeah. Look at this. I think this is what he bought. There's a motorcycle helmet, some clothes, some shoes, underwear, batteries. He bought a lot of batteries. What the hell? And a new phone. Huh.
This man really said, you know what? We eating today.
Now this one's interesting.
Today we feast.
What else do we have here?
Let's see. Break pilot record for 58 ton.
Are you there? Okay. We got some more from UBI here. Pilots break world record for visiting all 48 contiguous states. A pair of aviators broke a Guinness World Record by flying to each of the 48 contiguous United States in 38 hours and 13 minutes. John Scatone and Bob Reynolds took off from Sanford, Maine, and made stops at airports in 48 states, ending in South Bend, Indiana. Their final time of 38 hours and 13 minutes earned them the Guinness World Record for fastest journey by plane through all 48 contiguous states. Nice. That's really cool.
Wait, you guys not here?
What?
I said, can you hear me? Is my audio bad?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. because I tried to say the title, but I guess it didn't go through or something.
Maybe I'm lagging, maybe you are, I'm not sure.
I'll try to read.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Are you, like, walking around or something? Oh, okay, he's gone. Oh, there he is. Are you there? Oh, I guess not. Anyway, more from UPI. Snail Racing World Championships make post-pandemic return. Alright. Snail Racing event making its return this weekend in England has been awarded a Guinness World Record as the longest-running humane snail race world championships. The Snail Racing World Championships in Congham, England are returning Saturday after being suspended in 2020 due to the Kung Flu pandemic. The event was founded by Tom Elwes in the 1960s after he attended a snail racing event in France. So yeah, for further reading, please, go to the underbar of the description. Links to all these articles are down there. They put in all the work. I just read a little bit and get you guys interested. Go give them the foot traffic. The web activity. They have earned. Why can't I talk? They've earned it. I just had a mini stroke right there. But that's cool. So snail racing is back. All right. And I have a plane flying over my head. Now this one's interesting here. Usually they get spooked when people are around. What do we got here, Mr. Vinny? Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to restart my phone. I hope I'll be back in time.
All right. Anyway, more from UPI here. We have loggerhead turtle lays eggs on crowded beach in unusual incident. Turtle protection charity in South Carolina shared details of a highly unusual incident where a loggerhead sea turtle crawled onto a crowded beach in broad daylight to lay her eggs. Wow, that is incredibly unusual. What the? They have no fear for us. The South Carolina United Turtle Enthusiasts, or SCOOT, posted photos on to Facebook showing the loggerhead laying her eggs on a North Litchfield beach while a crowd of onlookers watched from a safe distance. Wow. So in broad daylight, it comes up onto a crowd beach, just had to lay them. Just got to get them out. Well, that's understandable. Moving on up, more from UPI. Pregnant fan goes into labor at Taylor Swift concert in Ohio. Wow. Okay. An Ohio woman celebrating the birth of her son revealed she went into labor at an unusual place, a Taylor Swift concert. Tori Hedges said she was still a few weeks from her due date when she went to Swift's Eras Tour concert in Cincinnati with a friend. Hedges, who was seated behind the stage in the upper bowl of the stadium, said she was climbing down from the area after the show ended when her water broke. All right. So, what a place to go into labor at a Taylor Swift concert. Okay. What else do we have here? UPI stalled ride strands passengers upside down for more than 4 hours. Yikes. Every roller coaster fan's nightmare here. A ride malfunction at a Wisconsin festival left 8 passengers stranded upside down for more than 4 hours. Oh man, Alice's home state up to it again. And that's not even fair. She's not even here to defend herself and I'm ragging on her. Sorry, Alice. Scott Brass captured video at the Forest County Festival when the Fireball ride, which features a looping track, malfunctioned and left 8 passengers stuck upside down high in the air. Now let's check out this video here. Oh yeah, one of these things, and yikes. So not even a roller coaster, just one of the loops. Well, that's really like, a B to C class carnival style ride. So, I mean, like, I'm no professional, but I played my fair share of Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I know, what's the good rides and what's the trash. And, yeah, I wouldn't really get on those. So, I would as a kid, I didn't care because, that's what you want. You want the rough rides. You want to, bang your head against the metal restraints, get a headache. It's part of the fun. But not as an adult. No. But that's scary. Up there for 4 hours. They're not fully upside down, but still, like, that's not fun to be up there. And to get rescued like that, like, they have to, like, get you onto the thing. Anyway, moving on up here, more from UPI. Shark comes close to swimmers on Florida beach. And I saw this video the other day, actually. A visitor to a Florida beach captured video when a shark chasing a school of fish came frighteningly close to swimmers. Chrissy Cox captured a video at Navarre Beach as swimmers rushed to exit the water as the shark came close to shore. And yeah, it got really close. Like, this was, pardon me, this was legit like a scene out of Jaws. Like, look at that. Like, that's a legit shark right there with all those swimmers. It's right there. That's scary. Oh, hell no. Anyway, let's move on up here from NPR. He had a plane to himself after an 18-hour wait. What happened next was a wild ride. Oh, let's get into this here. Let's see what happened. Phil Stringer lived both a traveler's nightmare and a dream come true all in one day recently when he waited out an 18-hour flight delay to find himself the only passenger on the plane. Stringer, at the age of 34, is the chief operating officer of a real estate brokerage and also consults with businesses about using AI. He travels frequently for work, and despite the many woes plaguing the airline industry, says his trips have generally gone smoothly until one Sunday last month. His early morning flight from Oklahoma City to Charlotte, North Carolina, go away advertisement, was incrementally delayed throughout the course of the day for maintenance reasons, so he set up shop at the airport Starbucks, and when it closed, a table nearby. When he was finally called to his gate just before midnight, he found it nearly empty. It was just Stringer and 4 flight attendants, whom he says were called back from their hotel for the roughly 2.5-hour flight. He says they collectively decided to make the best of the less than ideal circumstances. Pardon me. They spent the flight cracking jokes, teasing, and just chatting with each other, an experience he documented in now viral TikTok video. So it's too bad he uploads onto TikTok. But yeah, that's interesting. Like, just chilling with the crew, your own private plane, essentially, so to speak. That's pretty awesome. What else do we have? Yeah, here's another article, another source talking about this. We talked about this earlier. So just 2 different sources, same story. I like to look at things from multiple angles. So, even if it's not even something about politics, because you don't know. So, anyway, we got here, born from NPR, having an out-of-body experience, blame the sausage-shaped piece of your brain. All right? So let's see here. Go away newsletter. I do not want to sign up. Dr. Joseph Parvizi remembered meeting a man with epilepsy whose seizures were causing him very unusual symptoms. The man told Parvizi that he felt like an observer to conversations that are happening in my mind, and that, quote, I just feel like I'm floating in space, end quote. Those 2 were quotes, by the way. Parvizi and his team of researchers would eventually trace the man's symptoms to a sausage-looking piece of the brain called the anterior precaneus. This area, nestled between the brain's 2 hemispheres, appears critical to a person's sense of inhabiting their own body or bodily self, the team recently reported in the journal Neuron. Alright, so this is something interesting. I'm going to have to read this after the show, and as I said, links to all these articles are in the underbar of the description below. We only have a few more articles here to go. Let's see if we can cap this off well, we won't hit this in a half hour, but let's see. Iowa's man collection of 70,000 pencils being evaluated as possible world record from Associated Press News here. So in Colfax, Iowa, an Iowa man may be well on his way to an official world record for pencils. Aaron Bartholomew of Colfax has been collecting wooden advertising pencils since he was a child. Now he claims to own more than 70,000. That's substantially more than the Guinness World Record for the largest pencil collection at 24,000, held by Emilio Arenas from Uruguay since 2020. Alright, so that's pretty cool. What else do we have here? More from AP. Changing their tune. Pennsylvania lawnmowers. Pennsylvania lawmakers consider replacing the state's official song. Alright. A proposal to establish a new state song got a positive vote Thursday in the House of Representatives, although there was some discord. The resolution to establish an independent commission to review the history, solicit suggestions from the public, and make recommendation pass the House of Representatives by a 138 to 64 vote. It was sent to the Senate for a concurrence. All right, so they might be, Pennsylvania might be changing their tune. So, okay. I didn't even realize individual states had their own little anthems, but they have everything else, including, their own food. Like, what was it recently? Louisiana is doing something with some kind of state flower, state food or something. No, wait. That was New Mexico. New Mexico. Hold on, let me look that up here real quick. New Mexico state food. Yeah, here we go. Chili. Oh, that's their state vegetable. Mexico state food. Not mole sauce. It was something else. Can I see it in news here real quick? Okay. Well, it's not letting me know now. What the heck? Maybe it wasn't New Mexico. Maybe it was somewhere else. But anyway, I do know that there's some southwestern state that had some kind of like official food. But anyway, moving on up. From Ripley's, meet Eliza, the 60s chatbot that set the groundwork for ChatGPT. Oh, interesting. Let's see here. Well, this is more of like, this is not really like, news, but see, you probably heard of ChatGPT, a computer program that is trained to follow your instruction and provide a variety of wide-ranging responses. As someone that has spent some time actually using the AI, and this is the author speaking, they have to say the results it produces can be eerily human. But did you know that computer scientists have been working alongside chatbots as early as the 1960s? Today, they are rewinding back and looking at the revolutionary chatbot of the 60s, known formally as Eliza. We're going to take a closer look at the curious world of chatbots and examining the existence of Eliza and the influences it had on ChatGPT as we know it. So yeah, please go to the underbar of the description and go in here. Like a lot of interesting stuff is covered in Omni Coalition News Show. As far as I'm concerned, I try to get you really good things. Because everybody talks about the politics, everybody's going on about like the submarine last week, or a couple weeks ago, like the whole Russian thing going on, the whole thing in the White House, everybody covers all that stuff. Who covers these weird and quirky things? We gotta start looking at more stuff that makes us smile and not be fearful. I mean, be mindful of the fearful, but we need more positivity in our world. That's for sure. Anyway, last but not least here, I was just talking about we need more positivity in our world, and I go to this. Humans inhale credit card-sized amounts of microplastics every week. This is very concerning, and one of the reasons why I don't eat seafood. And I think, honestly, maybe this is like, an attempt to get the public at large to just, whatever, we breathe in microplastics, whatever, normalize it. So, I don't know. But it says here, humans are potentially inhaling a credit card-sized amount of harmful microplastics on a weekly basis. A new research published in the journal Physics of Fluids reveals where these toxic chemicals are congregating in the body. Oh, another study, another research, So I did a research. 11 out of 10 doctors say what you pay them to say. So yeah, that's my conclusive study right there. But if you want to look into this, the link is in the underbar. But in the very least, I just don't eat seafood. I don't think this is a real thing outside of major metropolitan areas, so maybe I am getting affected because I am in a major metropolitan area. But anyway, let's wrap us up here. That will conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description below for any links you may find interesting, including but not all things limited to, or not. Oh, I totally screwed that up. Whatever. Anyway, for your dose of different, odd, and unusual news, we stream every Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander. And that's KR right there, King's Refuge. We also had Noah.
Yo.
We also had Noah in the show, and Vinny. Anyway, for all of you, until you guys catch us next Tuesday, or if you're interested in some history, we have a history show. Try to stream it every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time. And we have the Cake Peanut coming up on Sunday, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. And as I said, go to our various social media accounts, because I will try to keep everybody up to date. We do not have a set schedule for Abstract SFX's Survival Sundays. But that's going to happen between the History Show and the Kick Peanut on Sunday at some point, hopefully. Anyway, until next time you see us, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe.